Okay, I'm about to go out of town and act a fool. Let's feed my family before I go. Today we're gonna do chili cheese tacos. I'm starting with my black beans, so that's gonna be a can of knockoff rotel, a half a tube of chorizo, and a handful of cut up onions. I'm just gonna cook that down a little bit and kind of marry the flavors like usual. And after that, I'm going to add 1 can of drained and rinsed black beans from Goya. And then the other can, I'm just going to do regular just to kind of help start my sauce for the beans. I started to cook that down and get the beans heated up. No, I'm not a soak of beans overnight type of girl unless I'm making like pintos or something like that. So you're going to get canned beans every time. But I wanted to do just like a quick meal, so this goes pretty fast. I did a small can of Goya tomato sauce and then sprinkled in some chipotle pepper seasoning. And then I poured the rest of the chicken broth I had left in the little container from my last couple of recipes. I did whatever was left in my jar of sofrito. I did like half of what was in there. And then I sprinkled some fajita seasoning in there, some seasoning salt, and then I did like another half can of the rotel or whatever. In my other pan, I did 3 pounds of ground beef. Yes, I did say 3 because this goes far and fast in my house. And the rest of the tube of the chorizo. And then I added a packet of sazon, and I came back in with my al pastor seasoning. I did quite a bit of seasoning this time too because it was just so much meat. And then whatever was left in my sofrito container, I did that. I put some water in there and shook it up and threw it in as well. And then in this other pan, I bought a family pack of the Goya Mexican yellow rice, and I just did 6 cups of water and the 3 packets of rice and covered that up. In that other pan, I put some of that birria adobo as well. It just moved too fast for me to say it. In my pot of beans, I had just squeezed half a lime just to add a little bit of like bite and tanginess to them and wake up those flavors a little bit. And then back in my ground beef and chorizo pan, a lot of liquid's starting to come out, so I'm just going to keep stirring that. I really want like the bottom to be like seen pretty well once you stir it. I added a packet of low sodium taco seasoning mix. There was really no salt in this, so I like started to add salt to this as we went on. I sprinkled a bunch of cumin in the pan. I think that's what really gives it like that Mexican flavor too. And then you can see like the grease is starting to come to the top, and then the bottom of the pan is starting to show really well when you stir it. That's how you know it's like really thick. And I am going to drain this as well. And then I did my favorite part of making any Mexican meal, which was fire roasting my poblanos and serrano peppers. And then I just threw those in my air fryer to finish roasting so they can get kind of soggy. I did 325 for 15 minutes. I took the lid off my rice at about 21 minutes and stirred that up with one hand, and that's why my pan's moving around because I'm trying to record for you guys. So there is one of my roasted poblanos. I just sprinkled some shredded pepper jack and Monterey Jack, I believe, on top of there, and then I'm gonna broil that. And you'll see what we do with that as soon as that gets finished. But I just put it on broil on high. I didn't do the full 10 minutes. I think I just did about 6, and I'm glad I thought about it because it came out perfect like that. And then, of course, on my stove, I heated up some tortillas, and I'm going to lay that poblano right on top and take the top off of it and sprinkle my meat on top. Now we're in the plating sequence. So I just did a couple spoonfuls of that. I threw a bunch of cilantro on there. I would replace lettuce with cilantro if I could. I'm one of those. But I didn't do nearly as much as I wanted to in the video because it doesn't look as aesthetically pleasing. But there's all my food on the plate. I cut up an avocado as well and some limes. I did Melinda's green sauce and some jalapeno hot sauce on top. And that right there is plain Greek yogurt. I don't use sour cream anymore because I think Greek yogurt tastes better. Of course, I came in with the Herdez guacamole salsa, which is so good on everything. And there is my plate. She is beautiful. That taco was fucking incredible. I cannot wait to make this again. I saw something similar about a Vegas taco shop, the way they did like the chili with the cheese, and I will be doing this from now on. Look at that cross section. Fucking beautiful. And there's Nikki's tacos, my kid. She wanted to show hers off. There's her little paprika on top. And there's me without a wig. But anyway, your girl is on YouTube. Follow me. That's at Miss Rita Love, Rita with 2 T's, if you want to keep up with my recipes. And until then, thank you for watching, and please enjoy your food and have the day that you deserve. Thanks. Bye.